Hello, everyone. Let's go ahead and get started now. So my name is David Serna. I'm an instructional consultant here at Cal, and I'm very excited for you to be here today. And today's topic is all about using QR codes in class. So number one, and let's go ahead and put this in order, is really understanding what QR codes are and really how do we utilize them effectively in class. We'll go over maybe some areas or places that you've seen QR codes and how they're currently being used and how we can adopt that for our own classrooms and our own teaching. Number two, I'll talk about activating QR codes. I'll give you a quick rundown of how to do this, how to create a QR code, how to download it, and also how to share it. I'll show you how to do that via a website that I like to use, as well as Chrome has a built-in QR code generator that you may not know of. Number three, we'll go over some best practice use cases. I'll show you some examples in education of how QR codes are currently being used, and we'll think about ways that we can use this in our own environments. Last, we'll do a closing with next steps and some Q&A. So let me just go over briefly the controls for our Zoom webinar today. Number one, in the lower left corner, you'll see that microphone icon. If you'd like to unmute and say hello, or if you'd like to ask a question, feel free to do that at any time. You can just simply unmute that microphone. Number two, if you'd like to use the chat box, I will be looking at that if you'd like to ask any questions or participate that way. Participation really is a huge key in making these workshops successful, so I do appreciate that when you do participate. When you click on the chat box, you'll also see an option in the lower right corner with 3 dots. If you click on those 3 dots, it will say Save Chat to my computer. Right? Excellent. And right here, let's do a quick introduction of what is a QR code and really why and how do we use these. Hello, Pat, thank you. So a quick introduction. QR codes are a 2D barcode and they store more data than a traditional barcode. You may see these barcodes when you're buying groceries or buying any items. You'll see that barcode. That's a very traditional older barcode. If you think about the QR code, it really has a lot more information on that actual code. So this was invented by Denso Wave. It's a Japanese car company in 1994 to track vehicle parts. So it's been around since the 90s and it's free to use and really a low technology investment. When you think about ways that QR codes are currently being used, it's really to save a lot of time and really involve more and more people. So here are some examples. So where have you seen QR codes? First one, you may have seen this for payment. This is something that's happening more and more. I used to live in China, in Beijing for 1 year, and everything is done by a smartphone. So if you want to pay or if you want to participate, you just go ahead and scan that QR code and that will pay. It'll link to your virtual pay. Number two, maybe for getting tickets. So for example, if I want to see a movie at the movie theater at AMC, when I purchase the ticket on my phone, it has a QR code that they scan that verifies I purchased it, what my seats are, also when the movie will start. So that information tells very quickly for the scanner if you are in that movie and if you did buy a ticket. Right? Number three, you can see these on different advertisements now. Here's an example. It says, be a true winner. Scan to explore our range of bicycles. So this is a way that someone can participate. They can scan it. I've also seen on my bag of chips that there's a QR code behind. And if you scan that QR code, it shows you where it came from and who the farmer is. So those are some ways that you can really interact with your food and see where and when it's coming from. Last but not least, with the pandemic, you may have seen more QR codes on your tables at a restaurant. This is really great because it's touchless. So what I mean by that is you just scan the QR code to see the menu and you don't have to have a physical menu copy. So this can be a great way that you can really interact with QR codes in your daily life. So for my participants today, are there any other places that you've seen or used a QR code? Feel free to unmute or type in the chat box. Jorge?
Yes. Hey, David, how are you?
Thank you. Hello, how are you?
Okay, great. So I teach music at the music department, and I use a QR code in order to generate pre-made template for my students. So in other words, we scan a QR code and a definition of music notation is already pre-established. So this is a very easy process. And also at the end of the project, let's say that we work together in a music score. So we use a QR code in order to send the user to a YouTube video. So
And mhm.
yes,
I would love to ask, why do you use QR codes in the first place?
well, it has been using QR code for many years. Actually, I am one of the best promoters, and I am so happy that QR code are coming back because I am kind of a computer programmer, so I use QR code to facilitate things in order to make situations easier for users. For instance, from changing the phone information in a way of a B card or actually HTML code as well. For instance, there is a piece of code I use more, very often. So I convert it into a QR code. So what I have to do just click on the QR code, and that information will be populated into my HTML file.
Excellent, right? And I'm so glad that you are an early adopter of using QR codes and a super user, because it is something that can really transform your
Oh,
classroom.
absolutely. And I'm
Thank you.
glad that again that is coming back because it was a little bit neglected. So still there is some ground to be covered, but it's just great. And also, very creative that you can actually put your logo, the QR code. So so I'm very enthusiastic about QR code.
There are so many options, and I'll go over a website that really allows you a lot of options for making
Okay,
your QR code that's
right.
free.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Jorge.
All right, my pleasure. Take care.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. So when I lived in China, for example, everything is done by QR codes from morning to night. Whatever you pay for, I didn't even carry a wallet or a physical cash because everything is connected to our QR code. Everything has a scanner. Even a vendor on the street that's selling fruit, they have a QR code that you just copy or scan it with your phone and you can pay right away. So this is really revolutionary in terms of just using your smartphone to get around and to connect with the real world. Thank you. So first, I do want to launch a poll just for fun. And I will go ahead and put this on the screen. I'll go ahead and launch it. So you'll see this on your screen. It says, what does QR stand for? So there's one right answer. Does it stand for quality response, quick ready, quick response, or quality ready? So go ahead and participate if you see that on your screen. Excellent. I'll give you about 30 more seconds for this. You got it. I think that was so easy, right? So I'll go ahead and share the results. As you can see, QR does stand for quick response. So for instance, when you are doing a QR code, if you launch it and you show it, it should take less than 15 seconds for everyone to be connected to either a website, a PDF, or wherever you want them to be directed to. So this does stand for quick response. Great job, everyone. So here are some quick facts about using QR codes. Remember that these can be scanned by both smartphones and tablets. There are some programs, if you're on a desktop and someone shows a QR code, that you're able to scan it. But today I'll be focusing really on using your smartphone or your tablet. According to some research, about 94% of students do want to use their cell phones or smart devices for educational purposes. This actually surprised me, but I'm thinking about ways that everything has been moved online. How can we really interact with our students with something that they already have and use almost constantly? So if you really want to increase interactivity and participation in class, really think about using a smartphone and using a QR code. So for example, I do have some tablets, some iPads around me as well. iPads, smartphones, any smart device with a camera is able to scan a QR code very quickly and seamlessly. So I do want to launch one more poll. And I know Jorge already answered this, thank you. But I will go ahead and just put this on the screen. Do you use QR codes in class or in your daily life? Yes, I see two of you do use it. I would love to hear how you use it. Just go ahead and feel free to unmute. And I also see one not yet. So you are in the right place. And for everyone else that is watching this via recording, really think about if you are using it now, how you can use it even more effectively, right? Thank you. Yes, Pat?
I've used I mean, I didn't set this up, but you know, going to amusement parks, I've used QR codes, you know, for being notified as to when you can stand in line for a ride or just information about the park in general.
Definitely. Have you ever used it, let's say at work?
This is probably the first time. This UDC was probably the first time I've actually used them at work. I'm sure my previous employer used it because they're so technically advanced on everything. But yeah, at work I would. You know what? I take that back. When they shipped me my laptop, my previous employer, when they shipped me my laptop, as I went through the process of setting it up, I do recall using a QR code for some portion of the setup of the laptop. So yes, I take that back. I have used it at work. Yes.
Yeah, it is something that I see being used more often. For example, let's say you want to check in people to an event or into your classroom, where a QR code, they can just simply input their information like myself, David, my name, my email, my phone number even. And that's a way that you can quickly collect information.
Yes, exactly. Yes, we did do that at the our most recent event. Correct. We did use the QR code.
Excellent. Thank you, Pat. And for everyone else here, Pat, if you'd like to quickly introduce yourself, our newest team member.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pat Cottrell. I'm the new education technology specialist here at UDC, and I look forward to working with everyone. My role is to be the be the instructional technology admin. I'm probably saying that wrong, but sorry, David, you kind of caught me off guard.
You know, I have to keep you on your toes.
I'll be providing administrative support with Blackboard and also leveraging our technology that we currently using and that we will be using in the future. So I look forward to working with everyone.
Thank you, Pat. All right, Pat has been a great help already. He's really audio-visual tech savvy, so he's been a wonderful addition to the team. So thank you so much for joining as well today, Pat. Okay, so quickly to go over how to scan a QR code. Now, before you had to download a third-party app to scan a QR code, but now it's really seamless, which is nice. So simply with your smartphone or iPad or other tablet, whether it be an iPhone or an Android device, you can go ahead and just use your camera app. You point your camera towards a QR code, and that will open up that link for you. So as you can see in this GIF example, he opens up his camera app, he points it at the code, he clicks on the link that comes up at the top, and that's how quick it can be with using a QR code. There are no extra apps you need to download to do a QR code scanner. So it's really seamless now with your QR code reader, just with your camera app. So let's go ahead and try, right? So last week we had our soft opening for the Center for Digital Access and Learning. As you can see in this banner at the very bottom, there's a QR code that you can scan. So for Jorge, Elmira, and Pat, if you'd like to go ahead and point your phone or smart device at the QR code on the screen, and then tell me where it links you to. And if you can tell me, just go ahead and unmute, right? Where does that take you to?
Okay, it goes to a UDC page with state of the art learning in the national capital. That's a PDF document. I believe so.
Yeah, so it's a PDF, right?
Okay. Yes, it is. All right. Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jorge.
My
So
pleasure.
see how quickly I was able to share that PDF with you on your smartphone device, right? So if you look right here, just a little plug for our center, but really it goes over all the equipment that we have in our center, what we do, and really what we can offer. But this is a really great way that we were able to share this PDF very quickly without printing it out directly with a QR code, right? And Jorge, how long did that take you to open?
I would say 3 seconds, probably less. There is something different. Well, not different. There's two ways to do it. One is just using the camera, but you have to click on the link using Safari. But if you use the native application, it opens the document automatically without user interaction.
Oh, excellent. So is that another app that you can download?
No. It's native on iOS.
Okay. So it'll just open automatically?
Right, automatically. So you don't have to click on the prompt from Safari.
Excellent. How do we do that, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. So you go to accessibility. Let me show you exactly how to do it. Okay, so actually you go to Control Center.
Okay.
So in Control Center, you have a selection of code scanner. This is actually native for iOS.
Oh, yes, I can see that.
Right. So you add it into your Control Center, and you will have it available every time that you are going to open a QR code. So that will be a lot faster.
Oh my gosh, Jorge, that is great. So let me see if I can actually show that for everyone here.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. So I'm going to also join in on Zoom. I'm going to show this from my actual phone. Okay, so thank you for that. And that is a lot faster.
Absolutely, yes.
Yep. So for everyone here, let me walk you through that using my phone. So I'm just going to join this meeting. Just give me a second. See, this is why I love to do these workshops. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm learning a lot from you because, I mean, this is inspiring to me. Yeah.
Oh,
inspiring.
Thank you so much, Jorge. Okay, so I have joined with my phone and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so give me a second. And this is something that you can also do whenever you're on a Zoom call or a WebEx call. You can also join from your phone so you can show. So I'm going to show my screen here. Okay, and let's see. Okay, so everyone should be able to see my phone.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so let me walk through what Jorge recommended. So if you go to your settings, so here are my settings here, and go to Control Center. So this is with iOS. If you scroll down, I've already added it, but let me just remove it so you can see. So under Control Center, if you scroll down, you see that QR code, it says Code Scanner, it's the third one. I'll click on the plus sign. And then now that will work. So for example, I showed you that QR code. I'm going to open up my camera. And I'm going to point it right there. And now you can see what's happening. It should work now. Maybe because I'm sharing the screen. But what Jorge talked about is when I scan this now, I don't have to click on the link at the top. But yeah, let me show you actually in the Control Center. So I'm going to bring up my Control Center. Okay, right there. There it is. So at the bottom of my Control Center, you'll see that QR code scanner. I'll click on that. That will find the code to scan, and you can see really seamlessly, it just opens up, right?
Right.
Excellent. Thank you. So look at that. I learned something new today. I love that. So thank you, Jorge.
Yeah, thank you, Jorge.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Very helpful. You know, you would think that that's something that would just automatically happen when you scan it with your camera. I don't know why I would have to click something if I have that feature.
That is a great feature. It's super useful.
Yeah, actually I prefer to use Chrome. So I mean, for most of the time. So it is actually faster when open on my designed application as a default. I mean, my default I think is still Safari, but for also for PDF I prefer Google Chrome that has more capabilities to handle PDF files.
Gotcha, but that was super helpful. It's definitely something I will go over anytime I do a workshop now with QR codes. That was really cool. Thank you, Jorge.
My pleasure.
So I want to go over a website that I love to use to make a QR code. And this is absolutely free and it works really well. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat box for you right now, or you can type this in. And if you'd like to try with me, you can also do that. So let me go ahead and put the code or the website. It's called 4qrcode.com. And I'm going to walk you through on how easy this is to create a QR code that's also customizable. I know there are many options for creating QR codes. I tested these out. This is the one that I found really worked well for me. If you have any suggestions, feel free to chime in or type in the chat box with other suggestions that you have. So you can see right now on my screen, I have the Google Chrome open. It says 4qrcode.com. So what I want to do is we have our professional development page for C.A.L. On our professional development page, you can sign up for office hours, for Ultra Essentials training, for any other workshops that we're leading. What I want to do is make this a scannable QR code so I can share this during my workshops. So what I'll do right now is I'll go ahead and copy this link and I'll put the link right here in the URL. Okay, let me press enter. You'll see that it made that QR code really quickly on the right side. I can also change the colors. So let's do that UDC red color, just like this one. And in just a few seconds, it'll change that to that UDC red. I can also change the design. So remember with these QR codes with scanners, they're very good these days. So I can also change the design if I want to be a little bit more abstract. I can also change the border. So let's do this one right here. So you can see right there, it changed those little shapes. And I can also add our logo. So what I'll do is I'll upload the C.A.L logo from my computer. And you see how that logo shows up right in the middle, that C.A.L logo. I can also put a frame. What I recommend is you put that scan me right there. So that's a directive for people to see. I can also change the label or the font. So it could say scan me right there. Any other options, I could do size, medium, but what I'll do right here is save. So you see how easily it was to make this editable QR code that's designed for C.A.L that has that C.A.L label. So right there, I can go ahead and save it as one of these files. I can also just copy and paste, but I'll just save it right now. And now I have this QR code that I can just easily drop into a presentation or put on the screen. You can also try it out right now if you'd like. So once I scan this, especially with Jorge's trick, it'll take me directly to that professional development website. Any questions about what I did right now? Wasn't that cool, right? So I was able to make the QR code really quickly, and this is all free. Some other things I want to show you here, you can direct to a link. You can also direct to text. So let's say I wanted to write a text message. Thank you for coming to my workshop today. Okay, and look at this, it'll change automatically if I scan that QR code on the screen. You'll see right there that you can see that text that I put, and you can put up to 300 characters. So that could be a really cool little Easter egg. I've used this before in scavenger hunts outside of work, and they have these text clues. So when you find the QR code, you just scan it, it'll just bring up that little text clue. So that could be a really cool way that you can add text to that QR code, just right there. There's also a way to do an email. So if you want someone to email you really quickly to really bring up those incentives and participate, you can also do that, send to email. I can put my email right here. Subject, workshop feedback. I can put text. Please let me know what you liked in the workshop today. Then that'll save. So when I scan this QR code now, it'll open up the email app on my phone. I can do a new mail message. And now it'll just prompt that person to write an email directly to me. So that's a really good way to spark more participation in your classes or anything else that you're doing. So this 4 QR code website is amazing. There are so many different options. Let's say you want to share your Wi-Fi code really quickly with someone. You can go ahead and do that. You can share a location. Maybe you're at an event or you want them to look at a part of the map. You can go ahead and share that location, phone number. You can also have your own V card. That is your personal information card. So if you'd like someone to scan that, Zoom events, etc. So many different options here on this 4 QR code scanner. Right? Any questions about this?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you. I have created something exactly the same. I mean, the same code.
Excellent.
It's this is just the best PHP code I have ever seen, and it's very. I can customize this even with the UDC logo. I mean, this is a lot of flexibility, and so another observation: when you scan the code, there's another trick. I forgot to mention this to you.
Great.
So you click on the picture icon. So and then the iPhone is going to recognize it. So you can interact with this. So you can save the QR code, or you actually click on the QR code. I will take you there as well. That's another way to do it.
Awesome. Jorge, you are a wealth of information today.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Do you like this website?
Well, no, I have something exactly the same, the same code.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I will send you the link so you get as a reference. So I can create more. Let me see. Okay, here it is. It's
excellent.
Has the same functionality. The same.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, it looks like the same.
Right, that's exactly the same. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, this one is. I think this kind of system, this infrastructure, it really works well because I know some other ones you have to get a pro account, things like that. This makes it really easy to customize it.
I created this for my students. So this is the one that I use for them. So they don't have to worry about making donations. I don't take donations from my student, of course. But it's so I can create even more flexibility in terms of creating something with cryptocurrency. There is also, let me see, okay, the Zoom link is there, right? So yeah. The only thing that doesn't work on mine is the PDF. So I have to fix something there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Pat, anything to add?
Yeah, I was just wondering, have you or Jorge ever used it for Wi-Fi passwords?
Yes.
You know, you have?
Yes, all the time. Absolutely, yes.
So how does that work?
I've seen this at Airbnbs, right? So if it's an Airbnb or like a hotel, if they have a QR code, if you scan it, you don't even have to enter the Wi-Fi password.
Oh, so do you, when it asks you for the password, do you scan it then, or you just scan it and it just puts you right in?
Yeah, Jorge?
Yes, actually, you put your password. Let's assume that you already have a password. So you select the network type, and then you place the password according to the selection. It will let you do that, and I mean, very easy, very easy.
Okay, so it'll search for the network, and then once it finds it, it'll put that password. Oh, okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, perfect if you're like hosting someone at your house, right? Like a guest, or even at work, at school, right?
Awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. So another thing that you may not know is that I love using Google Chrome because there is this function that is a little bit hard to find, but let me show you. So right here, you know, I'm new to DC. I came here in April, but here are the 38 essential restaurants around DC. Let's say that I want to share this really quickly. If I'm sharing a website link or a PDF file and I want to share it really quickly with my students or anyone that's there, look at the toolbar, right, the address bar, and you see on the right, when I click on that, this little QR code on the right side pops up. So this is native in Google Chrome. If I click on that, You can point your phone at the QR code, and that will take you directly to the same article that I'm looking at. So did that work for everyone?
Yes.
Yeah,
Great.
so look how easily that was.
Oh,
so
yes.
Did you know about this, Jorge?
Yes.
Perfect, right? So how do you use this in your class?
Okay, for instance, if you are going to send a student to, let's say that we're sharing a YouTube video, so I will do it the same way. So I can actually, I can do it right-clicking or just showing the code, and downloading the code is great if you want to do like mass distribution. Yeah.
And I find that these Google Chrome codes, they work really quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so any website that you're looking at, like this one is a Rethinking the Classroom for High Flex Learning. I'm able to just go right here. I can show the code live in real time if they want to just go to that, or I can download it, right? So I have that code downloaded that I can add to a PowerPoint or
Is this available also for the mobile version of Chrome?
Let's see, that's a good question.
Yeah, I'm not sure, I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna check right now. But this is something I've just been using recently. I didn't really know that it was there before.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you can. I'm looking on my Google Chrome app on my phone. I don't think you can do it that way.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, that would be cool though.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I found the way.
You found it. Okay, look at that.
So,
Jorge.
okay. So
Perfect.
let's say that's okay. So on udc.edu. Okay, so I go there, and then I go to my share icon, and I scroll down, and it would say create a QR code.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. So I create a code, but it doesn't go there. Okay. So well, it's not helping me with my students. So yeah, no, it's not a big deal.
But let's say there's a good way to use that, right? So I created the QR code for this.
Oh,
so let's say that my students are all around me with their phone.
Oh,
and I want to direct them really quickly. I can just hold my phone. They can go there.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that will be fantastic. Absolutely.
So let me actually show everyone how to do that. And Jorge, I'm so glad you came to the workshop today.
No, I mean, I'm having fun with you. I mean, this is great. I mean, I love sharing my knowledge and my discovery because, I mean, I am a fanatic of finding ways to make teaching better for my students.
Definitely. And I can already think about ways that I can use this when I'm in person, in a group where I can show this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and show this from my phone. So if everyone can see my phone now, if I go to my Google Chrome app, so right here, so you see at the upper right corner, we have that share icon. If I click on the share icon, like Jorge was talking about, and I scroll down, it says create a QR code right there. If I click on that, that will show a QR code for this specific article or page or activity. So if you are in a situation where you are outside or with your students in person, you want to quickly have them go to the same website, rather than email them a link, just make a QR code, they can scan it just like that.
Yes.
So,
wow.
Very cool.
It shows really well on the screen.
Yep. I love that. That's such a cool idea. Thank you. So as you can see, there are multiple ways you can create QR codes. You can use the website that I put in the chat box or the one that Jorge shared. You can go ahead and make a QR code that's really customizable for your situation. You can also do the QR code that's directly in the address bar from Chrome, right? So just click on that right icon in the address bar. You can download it. You can show it on the screen. Let's say you're doing a class like this, where you can want to show a QR code very quickly. So those are some ways. And then we also went over how to show that.
Scanner again, David, in the address bar?
Yeah, so let's say that I open up this one. So at first you won't see it, but if you click on the address bar, do you see that, Pat? Yeah. Then it'll pop up on the right side.
Okay.
And you can just click there. You're welcome. So you can download it right here. You can also share the link. There you go. All right, so nice. So I want to go over some best use cases for using QR codes. So in this situation, we can see that there are different bookmarks for different time periods for this history class. What this teacher did, as you can see, they highlighted different time periods, the civil rights movement, Red Scare, and McCarthyism. So if you have these around, let's say you're meeting in person or even online, you can go ahead and put these on the screen so the students are able to see more context for a specific time period, or let's say a chapter of a book. I saw a teacher use this for Martin Luther King. So she wanted her students to quickly see the I Have a Dream speech. So she put the YouTube link as a QR code. They scanned it. They were able to see it right away. Here's another best use case. So this is for a scavenger hunt. This student has his tablet and the teacher put different clues around the classroom. Remember what I showed you before with this free QR code generator? You can also do this with text. So if you want to do some text clues, images, things like that, you can also put that in your QR code. And right here, Brighton College app review, scan the QR code to fill in the Google form. This is a great thing you can do as well. Whenever you're making a Google form or a different type of form, you can have them scan the QR code to quickly go ahead and put their information. I did want to go over with Google Forms, but Microsoft Forms, since we are a Microsoft 365 campus. I want to show you how easily you can share a QR code for Google Form or Microsoft Form. So let me go ahead and show that. And we'll use our C.A.L workshop PD feedback as an example. So I made this form to collect responses for workshops. If I want to share this, if I go to share, a really cool thing is you can share this, of course, as a URL, but you can also have a QR code right there. So this QR code will take people directly to this form on Microsoft. I can download it, I can copy and paste it and put it in a presentation. So this is a way, if you're using Microsoft Forms, to quickly have this on the screen or make a QR code. It's right there under share. Does everyone see that?
Yes, wow, fascinating.
Excellent, thank you. So let's go back to some other best use cases for QR codes. Right here, this is a garden. And as people are walking around and we want them to interact with the different objects, there's a QR code right here that goes over that specific plant. This can be a video, it can be an article, it can be a PDF, it could be text, it can be another image. But this is a way that people really interact with what's around them. So if I were in my classroom teaching history, maybe I could have different posters with different QR codes that link to more rich content to really engage with my students. This is a great one I saw in a library. It says, scan me for more recommendations. So let's say that they want to read more mystery novels or sci-fi that are particular to a different topic or different theme. If they scan that QR code, they're able to see more recommendations for books. Last but not least, we have this colonial Latin American history class, Who Conquered the Americas? You can see the schedule, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 12:30 to 1:45. Once they scan that QR code, they can get more information about this specific class. It can also lead to a map, for instance, that can show students where this actually is. So here are some tips for success before we break on to the breakup or the breakout groups. So number one is have the QR code ready in advance. I did show you ways to create a QR code instantly though, if you want to just do that in real time. But if you are showing a QR code in a presentation, have it ready in advance, that can save some time. Number two, check that links are working and active. And make sure the QR code is large enough and clear. So whenever you download a QR code from a website, let's say that free QR code generator, it's very clear, it's very easy to work with. Consider the scanning time. It can take up to 15 seconds for some devices to scan correctly for these QR codes. Another way you can shorten the time is if you make the link shorter. So what I mean by that, so as you can see, this link is very long. You can shorten the link. So I know they can do that here where it says shorten URL. And this short link, if I make it into a QR code, it's a lot quicker to scan. If it's a really long link, that's more information. So other ways you can do this, you can use tinyurl.com or bit.ly. And I'll show you two different ones. I'm going to duplicate this. I'll refresh this. Okay, so let's say I have this and it's pretty long, this link. So I'll put the link right here. Okay, so look how much information is on this QR code. Now, if I shorten the link, so I'll go to tinyurl.com and I'll make this short, high flex 1. Okay, so I made this a really short link. I'll copy this link. I can also make a QR code right here, but I'll copy it. And if I make the QR code now, so the difference that you see here is that this QR code is a lot less visually busy. So what I mean by that is when I did the QR code with the really long link, of course it will take them to that link when they scan it. But if you shorten the URL, look how short this is, there's less information here. So it's even quicker to scan and take them to that destination. So just something to keep in mind if you find that your students are having a hard time or it's taking too long, shorten the URL so it's even faster to get to that QR code. And last but not least, avoid having multiple codes on the screen at once. That can be a little bit confusing. So just show one at a time, just like I did in my presentation today. If you're showing too many, they don't know where to scan. Or make sure that it's clearly marked if you do have multiple QR codes on the screen or in your classroom at once. So here's the interactive portion of our workshop today, best practices using QR codes. So I want to try out using Microsoft Whiteboard. So I'm going to put this link in the chat box, which is actually pretty long. So let me shorten it. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat box and I shortened it. So tinyurl.com/whiteboardqr. So if everyone can go ahead and click on that and let me know that it works for you. So remember that we all, since we're a Microsoft 365 campus, we all have access to this whiteboard, including our students. I've been using this whiteboard by Microsoft more often now. It's a really easy way to add information very quickly. If you're familiar with Jamboard or Padlet, it's very similar. So was everyone able to access this page? You might have to log in. So remember, that's tinyurl.com/whiteboardqr. Is everyone able to see this? Pat or Jorge?
Yes, I'm actually logging in.
Excellent.
So actually, this is a great opportunity to use my QR code. I use the QR code scanner in order to log into my UDC account. Yeah.
Excellent.
So, okay.
I love
Great.
that.
Perfect.
Is that working for you too, Pat? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Yes, it's working.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. So if you haven't used Whiteboard before, let me just show you how to do it. So right here on the side, if you click on the plus sign, you'll see that you're able to create and add notes or text. What I want you to do is go to that 4qrcode.com generator. It's right here, right? This one. Find something that would work in your situation, either in class or work, and make a QR code that would be useful for your class and give reasons why it's helpful. So what you can do, and I'll just walk you through, you can go to images. Once you create that QR code and download it, for instance, I can put it here. Let me make it smaller. So you're able to manipulate these. And then I'll add some text, right? So David, I created this QR code So faculty and staff can easily contact us on our PD page. Right? So I'm able to add that text, and I can make it smaller, and I can move it around on the screen. So I'll give you a couple minutes as we close out today. Put a QR code that is interesting or that you've used in class and some notes, and just add it to this whiteboard. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So then we have something tangible as we leave. And I'll add something else. Let's see.
Let me find, okay.
A YouTube video.
Colors, okay, I'm not gonna go fancy. Just gonna, okay, save. Let's do, okay.
I'm gonna just add this. Some QR codes and then text. This QR code.
Okay, so.
And for anyone here, have you used this Microsoft Whiteboard in your class
This
before?
is my first time, and I am already in love with this. Wow.
It's great.
Oh.
And you know, I'm using it in a very basic function, but there are different templates here, Jorge, if you click on those for brainstorming, diagrams, really great to use as with your class, right? Or in your classroom.
Right. Are you able to see my QR code?
Yeah, so let's see.
Okay,
Yes, I can see it now.
Oh,
excellent.
Wow. This is just remarkable.
Cool.
Wow. Can I also do this with video as well, or just images?
Yes.
Oh.
I think you can put video or even a link to the video, right?
Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't know that the existing of this wonderful. Oh, oops, sorry. That was me now.
Excellent. And then you can easily add text. I can put reactions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Wow. So how did you create the text next to the QR code?
So when you go to, if you look at my screen, there's the plus sign, and then it says text.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
And then you can also make it bigger and smaller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Excellent.
What else? Oh.
So just a fun way to interact. I know we have a smaller group today, but I just wanted to give you some extra tips and resources and really how to create these QR codes. So imagine doing this in your class. If you wanted students to share QR codes for resources related to a topic or theme, you can go ahead and have a whiteboard just like this. Right?
Wow.
So lots of cool options, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jorge.
This is really neat.
So as we conclude today, I do want to put the link for the professional development. Remember, if you do want some more help, I would love to work with you one-on-one. Think of this as just an overview for using QR codes. I don't want you to feel, stressed out about this. Just a way that you can really engage your students. But we can go over ways personally, one by one. Just go ahead and sign up for our office hours. If you look at the screen now, if you click on office hours right here, I'm on call every Thursday and Friday. So if you'd like to meet with me, just go ahead and click there. You can choose a time that works for you. And I would love to meet with you one-on-one as well. Right?
Great. Wow. Thank you so much, because I mean, I'm learning a lot from you, and, just giving me some ideas to implement creative ways to make students' life easier.
Excellent. I love that. Thank you so much, Jorge.
You're welcome.
So as we conclude, I will go ahead and open up the floor to any questions. If you'd also like to send me an email, if you point your camera or phone at this QR code, it'll directly send me an email. So if you have any questions, feel free. This is also for those watching this on YouTube. You can go ahead and send me an email just by scanning that QR code.
Wow, this is just
Cool. Are there any questions though, or any tips for best practices?
not at this point.
Mhm.
I'm trying actually a QR code that will change dynamically according to some particular event. It's more
Mhm.
like programming things that so I may need your help to get into ergonomics. So I'm going to make it I mean very easy. I don't want to I have to stop thinking as a programmer and make it these things user friendly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Jorge, I would love to work with you on dynamic QR codes.
Okay.
I know today I showed just static ones.
Okay.
For those listening in, a static QR code stays the same. A dynamic one is you can use the same QR code, but just change the link, right? So that's a way
Yes.
that, say a restaurant updates their menu, they don't want to print out QR codes to put on the table again. So they can have the same QR code that's dynamic and just change the link to an updated menu. But yes, Jorge, I will send you an email to follow
Perfect.
up. I would love
Yes.
to work with you on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jorge.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Any other final questions or thoughts? But thank you, everyone. I hope you had a great time today learning more about QR codes. We also learned some tricks from Jorge, so I really appreciate that. Think about using QR codes in your class, especially as we return back to campus or a high flex, hybrid type of situation, ways that you can really engage with your students or help them. For example, let's say they have an assignment and on the piece of paper that you printed out, you put a QR code that has a video about that topic or that assignment or a walkthrough. That can be a way that they can see something from their phone, right? So those are ways to use QR codes in your classroom. But with that, I appreciate everyone coming here today. You can go ahead and send me an email by scanning the QR code. I'll also put my email in the chat box. So david.serna@udc.edu. I would love to see you again in the future. We do have a couple workshops coming up in December. We have one workshop all about, and let me go ahead and show you those. And these are already on our Calendly page. So let me go ahead and put that for you here. So if you go to our Calendly page and you'd like to sign up for a future workshop, let's go over some of the future ones. If I scroll down, if you'd like to be involved in our High Flex training, that's from December 1st through 3rd. If you click right here, that training consists of 4 hours of asynchronous training and also 1 hour or 4 hours of live training. So if you see here, if you'd like to sign up for that and teach in one of our High Flex classrooms or just try it out, feel free to go ahead and sign up for that training. If we also scroll down, we have 2 more workshops coming in December. On December 8th, I'll talk about using Zoom with Blackboard. We have new integration with Blackboard using Zoom. So if you prefer to use Zoom over WebEx or Collaborate, feel free to come to that one. We also have a great LinkedIn Learning workshop with Dr. Andrew Carson. He'll be talking with our LinkedIn Learning representative, Joe Moore, about best use cases for LinkedIn Learning to leverage for our students. So that's a great workshop that'll be coming up on the 14th. We also have a fun VR field trip. If you'd like to sign up for this, it's December 15th. It's max 6 people, but you will be using our Oculus devices and doing a VR field trip. So since we have some extra time, let me go ahead and show that to everyone here. So let's go to my videos. So Pat, our new team member, made a great video for us. Let's watch it.
It is just as he was noting, the potential to enter places and times that I will never be able to. and to see it and feel it.
It's pretty cool. It took me a minute to figure out I could use the arrows to rotate this space. There's so many opportunities to do things with this. There's a lot of educational things I could see with this.
Yeah, this was very interesting. Yeah, I feel like just as it gets more and more like sophisticated, like and more interactive, I think that's gonna be the key.
Even if you don't need it, can't apply it, go learn about it, you know, experience it for free and stay up with the times, you know.
Excellent. So Pat did a great job making that video. So we'd love to have you interact with us in any way. You can also sign up for office hours. My name again is David Serna. It's been a pleasure to host this workshop today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to spend with me. Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, and I hope that I can see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank
David.
you, David.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.